Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, yesterday we learned few events, and I think you've done those examples, huh? And so you are ready with that APIs and all, right? So today, now we will see how to build one interface. Here, some more uh, important logics we will add into this. So, what is first? We will design one small concept. After that, we will implement little uh, different implementations. We will do like in real time how they do, how they manage and all. So first, we'll create a simple weather app. Okay, we are going to build a weather app. So we will first plan the design, then we will create. Before that, keep your API key ready and URL also ready, right? So then we can build the app. First, we will plan one design. So let's go to Stitch with Google. This is Google Stitch, and I will go to web category. Here we are asking for create a weather dashboard. So with search by city name and the display weather details. So you create weather dashboard with search by city name and display weather details like temperature, humidity, and wind speed, so overcast, etc. All these details we have to do. So you don't need to do this. I will do it. So here on Stitch, Google, and I will give this query. I will give this query. I'm asking to create and generate. Yeah. I'm asking to create a weather dashboard. In this weather dashboard, user can search by city name. Later, we will implement some more also, like allow according to location. We can get the details and display the details. So first, by city name and display the weather details like temperature, humidity, overcast, and wind speed and all. Actually, the website I showed you, those people have uh, more complex data but paid. Freely, whatever data is provided, we will use it. We will try to do that. So this is the design it is creating. This is the design it is creating. So let's see. Yeah, we are going to see the design. Let's open. Open direct link. So this is the design. So looks okay. That is fine. It is doing. In this, unfortunately, some details we cannot get. Why? Because free service will not give them, but whatever it gives, we will use. We'll try to create this design. This is our rough target. So let's start designing this. Okay. You installed Bootstrap and ready in your project. You installed Bootstrap, enabled Bootstrap also, right? Okay. Let's do this now step by step. First, open your project and create a component called weather app. So I will create one component, add a folder weather app in components and weather app.jsx. Weather app.jsx. First we will achieve basic, later we will design complex. So what I done in components is in SRC. You are doing the same what I am doing, folder structure. You can directly add in SRC, but we prefer maintain separate components folder because later in SRC services, components, hooks, so many will come. So this is weather app.jsx in weather, and let's create the export function weather app and return one div and keep it in startup. In main, weather app is in startup. And start your project. npm run dev. Up to starting the project, keeping in startup, no need to explain that. You've done this. Create one weather app. And in this, keep it in the startup. And you will find localhost. It is empty. We don't have anything. It is empty. Okay, let's start the design. Container fluid. In this, we will design row. So div, this is call 2. This is call 10. In row 2 columns. In the first column, we have weather app. So this is font size bold. That's enough. BI cloud. That is the weather app. That's the weather app. So in the left panel, dashboard. I think we have a BI. So I will choose a suitable one. What they have columns. This is actually uh, okay, columns gap. That is dashboard. So that is dashboard we are having. Maps. Okay, this is maps. Clock history. This is history. Historical. This is like settings. I will keep these options. MY3 I will use everywhere. Margin Y3. For all of them, I will use MY3. Getting those icons? Right. That is how it defines. Got these symbols, icons, right? That requires setting up your bootstrap icons. Right side, we will have a div. So this is input type is text. Class form control. Placeholder search by city. BI search. This will be input group. Input group. So a dark button is there. W50. So 2. Little down. Search by city. Right side and all we can have others. Person. Justify content between. That's fine. We have a sign in option also ready. So this is the search bar design. So this is one container which will have the top. I will give its role as header. Header I am giving, not required actually, because it will create issue again. Just for your understanding sake, this is header. Right side column is 10. In that you have one division. It is display flex, justify content between. We have a input group with the text box and button. So this is actually one row. For your understanding sake, so I give this as header. We cannot add JSX syntax here. Below this, another div, class row, class column. This is suppose 6, 8, and div we have class column 4. shadow LG. Style height, little down. Medium shadow. Mhm. Margin doesn't fit. So we have two boxes, left and right. This is the design part. So some gap. Little gap if I give G1 or 2. That is nothing but grid gap. Not in the main itself, that's enough. So this is design. Row, in that row, we have two columns, 8 and 4. In that contents, we will design later. For example, below this, we have another div. Justify content between. Achieved? Yeah, I will wait. No problem. Try. So in this small cards we want style width as suppose 100 pixel, height as 80 pixel. One, two, three. Oh, this is to be kept width as 500 pixel or W50 is enough. These are three simple cards below, means contents. Done. Shall design adjustments later you do with height and all those adjustments. Minimum layout, if we can achieve, we can handle. So first, what we will do is, if you're done, I will move to the code. Everyone finish design? Not working? Working? No problem. I will wait. Try that 1-2 minutes. You installed Bootstrap icons. Go to main.jsx. There is no Bootstrap. You haven't installed Bootstrap, I think. Not CDN. You don't know how to do? You are not attended the class? Install through terminal. Here install again. What is problem? Here you install again. Open terminal, npm install bootstrap icons. Okay, let's go into the coding part. So let's go here. So we are using first point. I will move to the code. In this, actually, you need to set up few things. First is a constant weather object, set weather object. Use state, keep it empty. Later we will add some concept also. Because the data from API, it will come from weather object. So you are expecting a weather object coming from API. And you create API key. You copied the key now, paste it here. You copied your API key, paste it here. This is my API key. You copy your API key there. And let's write a function, load weather data. Above that, one more we have to do. Here, handle search change. Handle search click. You need to create two cities. Search city, set search city. City, set city. Why you need two? Because one we will collect while typing. Set search city, set search city, e dot target dot value. This weather data. On search click, set city will be search city. So what we are doing is, I don't want to search while typing. So first, while typing, collect it, store in one place. After that, on search click, store in another place. Search city is collecting from text box. City is collecting from button. Make sure you are connected with internet for APIs and all. set city, search city. Now load weather data, axios.get, get in the backticks, put the URL. This is yesterday you copied URL also. The URL based on city name. Or you can type it as it is, as I showed you here. This is the URL. In this city name, here you put a backtick. Here you put a back. This is binding expression. You have to get city. API key, dollar expression. Here your API key. Your API key dot then. So get response. Set weather object response dot data. The city name will come from the city you sent with button. On button click, a city will come. That will be applied there. And API key is the API key you define. Your API key. The result will be stored in weather object. And use effect at the time of mounting. Load weather data. This you should do. Now here one interesting point is there. It will load weather data how many times? Only one time. First time it will load. But whenever there is a change in city, it should load weather again. Then here you have to mention dependency. Dependency indicates when to load again. Otherwise, actually it is like a use effect is like your constructor in a class. You know, constructor in a class execute only once. Am I right? For an object, it will execute only once. Similarly, use effect will execute only once. First time when component is loaded, it will load weather. But every time, whenever I am changing the city, it should load new weather. That means when to load again, we have to tell with a dependency here. Dependencies can be so many things, multiple. What is the dependency city? Oh, what is the dependency city? That means whenever city changes, then load this again. Otherwise, what it will do? It will keep it only for the first. Whenever city changes, it should load again. So the dependency city indicates that this will load again whenever there is any change inside city. Otherwise, you will not get updated information. We can avoid it in different situation, but this is important. I will show you situation what will happen. Got it? So if your data is fine, you see here we will go to up to this done. You see, we will go to here in the first one, in the column 8, we will put a div. Class font size is 1. Font weight is bold. And here we will put whether object dot name. Whether object dot name. And actually, we should not load weather data default. This will come later. This will come later. I will tell you how to put default, right? As of now, because first we are not implementing it. How to load weather data with default things, I will put later. Okay. This you keep empty as of now. Leave it. So on search click, what you have to do, set city and load weather data. Understood? So after search click, load weather data. How to load default weather data also I will show you. We will see that later. First on search click, you have to load the weather data. Call that load weather data. Use effect now not required, later we will use. So this is load weather data, and here we are displaying weather object dot name. Weather object dot name. Weather object name. Actually, observe carefully here. In the weather data, when you look their weather data here, you see in the weather data, there is a name property that is city name. Understood? Weather is written like an object, na? You can see this is object. In that object, there is a key called name. That name will get the city name. So we are using the name here. What does it means is here in your design, it is showing error because obviously it says that I don't know whether object is an object. Then what you do here, you have to initialize whether object is an object with a key called what? Name. It is what type? String. By default, it is empty. Whether object is an object. So we are expecting an object with name. That's what we are defining. And you see now what will happen if you initialize this name. You entered city name Hyderabad and click on search. Then it should get that and display. On click not handled. We have to write them. So here text box. What is it? On change. Handle search change. Here button on click. On click. Handle what? Search. Handle search click. Yeah. Handle search click. On change, handle search change. On click, handle search click. You see now, so Hyderabad, and I click on search, it should get that and display. So it is accessing the city. You entered some Delhi, then search, it should get that Delhi and show. Because API sometimes will take time. And here one more problem is that what is it? It will take time because APIs will not immediately respond sometimes. It will take time. So you are getting the city name and click on search, then it will get that and display. Loading, we will implement some more points, right? So everyone got this? Click this search button. You should get the city name. If not, I will post this code. You check level by level if any issue is there later. First, you should do this. Okay. Now below this, we have another div, margin top 5. Here we have this is margin top 2 or 3. Here we want to display the date and time. How to display date and time? Uh, to display date and time, I will configure constant today. Set today today is enough, is equal to use state. It is a new date now. How to handle dates also I explained. Now how to display date below? Today is date. How to display the date below? Here we can display. You remembered we learned moment. You installed moment also. If you haven't installed moment, you can just display today as to date string. You can just use to date string. If you haven't installed, then what it will do, it will display the date. So this is Hyderabad. Then, and when I click on this, it will get that and display. Still, it is not done. So much modifications we should do. First level, we will implement here. And if you want in a proper format, you remember I asked you to install moment. In the moment, date is today. We will apply a format. In that format, we have DDD, that is day name will come. And we have DD. So, and comma, MM, that is, so YYY. Year will come, right? So before typing, default city should come. I will show you that later. I will implement that later. So it will get that. Right? You get that and display. So here, what is the point? Means we will identify issues. We will fix the issues also. Okay. Temperature below. What you can do is below this, you can add another div, margin top 5. Here we have a span, class font size 1, font weight bold. And here we will display one more we need in the weather, that is temperature. Actually, let's go here. Weather object, you see at the top. In the top, weather object is having main. Main is again an object. In that there is a temperature is present. You observe here in their data, where is weather data? Yeah. In the weather data, there is in the main temp is there. In the main, we have a temperature. So what you need to do here, you have to declare another object main, property is main. In that there is a key temperature. And what is the data type of temperature is number. Then better you can keep this as a number. That is, in the main, we have a temperature. Temperature is a number. So how to access it? Below, you see here, below here we have to use weather object dot main dot temp. And you see now, so in the design, you entered Hyderabad. And when I click, it should get the temperature. But temperature is in Fahrenheit. So degrees Celsius, we need to convert. Actually, for that, what you should do is, in the URL, you should add one more here at the net. It is a query string. Units is equal to metric. You add metric as units. I showed you in number formatting, metric units, scientific units, notation. I told you in number presentation, in data type, to local string. In that, how to present units, you use unit metric. If you use unit metric, then this result will come in 28 like this. It will come like this. And what you have to do, you know how to present this temperature dot. What do you say? To local string. And what we will do, en-in. We put a style. So we have a unit. Unit is not required. Minimum fraction digit 0. Maximum fraction digits 0. That means it will get only 28. And how to control minimum maximum fraction digit we learned. Or you remembered one more you can do. Instead of this regional format I want to apply. Instead of this requires you have to attend our data binding class. If you attended, you know. To fixed also I can use. To fixed to 0. If I define to fixed to 0. That's nothing but what it will do. It will get the fractions like this. You enter Delhi and you see it will get that. So you entered here Mumbai. So, and you see it is going to get that. Now, what is the point here? So DEG here, ampersand, after this text, ampersand DEG and semicolon C. I'm adding that. That is degree Celsius. So that is ampersand degree Celsius. It is going to display that. So we can display that here. So we have to just use temperature, to fixed and degree Celsius. Actually, we can add more data. We can add more information. Now, here I added only these details. So enter city name and you search, it should get that and display. Any city name and search, it should get that and display. Right? So it can access and display the weather. And I filled only few details. Now you can see their weather data. They have a lot of information. Suppose wind speed, and see it is in wind and it is speed. It is showing wind speed. So how we do? Where to display? Suppose that means there is a option called wind in that speed. That means what you have to do here, you need to add in the main object one more key is there, wind. In that it is an object. In that we have speed. Speed is 0. Based on the data you are watching, whatever is needed, you need to initialize it. Now how to display the wind speed? So here I will put in the first card, I will put a div. This is, I'll say speed. So this is wind speed. Wind speed. Is it enough? You can see that is wind speed. So card is having some padding, some gap will come. So here, instead of wind speed, yeah, fine. That means I don't need that's, if you can put some symbols, otherwise increase little bit. Now means increase little bit width for everyone, that will be fine. Then I can add wind speed. Okay, that is wind speed. And how to display the wind speed below? We have weather object dot wind dot what speed. Then it will get the wind speed and display. And you need to enter the city. And it should get that and display the wind speed. So I'm accessing icons and all you have to put. That means this is what icons. So speed. Okay, wind. Okay, wind is there. And I will use here BI wind. Okay, then it will get the wind speed and display like this there. Next, in the next one, I want humidity. I want to display humidity here. So div and humidity. And observe where is that humidity here. Again, padding is 2. Okay, again, where is the humidity? So let's go to their data. Go to weather data, see where humidity is there. Humidity is in main only. In main, there is humidity, right? So what you should do now, in the weather object, in the main, we have to add one more, humidity. Make sure that the spelling capitalization exactly match with their keys. Exactly should match with their keys, what they given in their data. Okay, now where to show humidity? Below, we want to display the humidity. So class BI thermometer, and here we are giving humidity, that is weather object dot main dot humidity. And you can see it will get the humidity and display there. I entered Delhi and you see it will get that and show. So we have wind speed, we have humidity, we have temperature, date, time. But actually, initially when it loads, it is loading empty na. It should not do that. Whenever it loads, it should get the current location and load. Means whenever it loads, whatever default city is there, current location, it should load current location. Right? How we can do that? For that, we need another API. That means we have to use another API which can get by latitude and longitude. Latitude means what? Latitude, longitude means your current location. If we can get the current location, we can access. So remember, these kind of things, if you have to practice, you should continue from the beginning of what we are learning. Suddenly today you come with laptop fresh, newly installed everything, it will not work out. Understood? Right? Many people feel that face that difficulty. If you are daily practicing whatever we are learning in class, it will not be an issue. Suddenly today you brought your laptop, clean the dust, uh, and now start creating a React project, installing everything. It will not work out. If you are in the same path of our daily practice, you can immediately implement, right? You can immediately implement. I hope other details you can implement. So see the other content. So see the other content and try to get them visibility, right? Other details also you try. Some details are not available. Right side, you can put a map. Roughly, I will show you the concept. And when anyone opens, by default, it should not be empty. Actually, by default, it is empty. Default, it is empty now. It should not be empty. So it should load. So current weather data. You can do one thing. You can hide this area on search click. You can open. You can do that. But default, if you want, you can do. How do we hide this area and load on city click? So what you have to do? So this area below, whatever you are showing, right? This area, whatever the row is there, this you can add a dynamic display none, right? Suppose actually if I use d none, that means it will not show that area. Everything we can hide. And whenever we want, when search click, it will put D block. D block means it will come, right? First, you try this. Up to this, you try first. Up to this, you try. In this, so many bugs are there. We will fix them. What is the next attempt we have to do? Whenever page loads, default, it should get and display. Current city, it should load. That requires one more concept. That we'll do tomorrow. First, you try up to this. That is enough. I will copy. I will share this code in GitHub. It will be updated, right? I will share this code in GitHub. It will be updated. You try to design the same, but it is not perfect. So many problems are there. We have to fix them. And finally, we will do that tomorrow, right? In tomorrow's session, we will create a complete example of current location and location by city name. Search by city name, get the current location. It should get the current location and use. For current location, you have another one. You saw na? At the top, there is another API, latitude and longitude. This latitude and longitude is used to get the current city and load the current city. Load the current city, right? We can load the current city related information here. But how to get latitude, longitude? How to get the latitude and longitude? Actually, do you know in JavaScript, for example, use effect means loading. I will use Axios dot get, and here I'm using suppose this URL. Copy this URL, and paste that URL. Here we need to get latitude and longitude. But the question is how to get latitude, longitude is, do you know we have a browser object called navigator. Browser have an object navigator. Navigator.geolocation dot get current position. It will get the current position. In JavaScript, we have a navigator object. This navigator object will get the current position. It will get position. And the position is actually, we have to use coordinates. That means I will paste this now. Here, how to get the latitude? Latitude value dynamically will come from position dot coordinates dot latitude. How to get the longitude position? Longitude we will get from position dot coordinates dot longitude. And the API key is your API key. We have already API key na, we will use. Now dot then, what we have to do? Response, and we will load what is that weather object, set weather object. We have to load the response dot what date. That means at the time of mounting, it should get the header bar details and display. You see, it is asking. Have you seen? It is asking, I want to know your location. Do you want to allow? Right? If I allow, next time onwards, it will not ask. If you say only just this time, it will allow the location. And what it should do, based on the location, it should get the weather and display the weather. Right? So it is working fine. Allow location is working fine, but you have to present and access the data. Right? This we will implement later. Right? Just only rough concept I showed you. Right? Whenever we open, what it will do, it will ask allow your location. We say allow, then it should load the data and display. That means it should work on two situations. What are those two situations? One is at the time of loading your component, another one while click on search. And actually in real time, we don't design like this. The outside nav bar and the top, that is one component. Inside is another component. We design data, we send data from parent to child. That's how what interviews will ask. So we will not design as one component. This all we will do. First basic, if you understand how to handle the data, rest we will do. Tomorrow we will finish this example, right? Up to now I will post and you have to try that. Okay, right then.